Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Hope y'all are having a fabulous day wherever you are. And so today we have a package from Newcraftday, and they sell all kinds of sewing goods. They have loads and loads of great stuff on their website. They have resins, they have cross-stitch, they have diamond paintings, they have all the little knickknacks that you need for these projects. So make sure you go and check them out. I will leave a link in the description box for them, as well as this product. And my discount code BarbieG10 will save you 10% off anything you purchase on that website. So let's check this out. First of all, I see lots of gorgeous, gorgeous reds and greens. So yes. And look at this, y'all. He is adorable. If you like gnomes, this company, their website, they have so many different gnome patterns that you definitely gotta check them out. I got this is called the cherry gnome, and I'll put the link in the description box for it. But if he turns out half as adorable as this picture, it's gonna be awesome. So let's check this kid out. So first off, we have your standard needles, your threader, and a thimble. So if you don't know how to use a threader, it's posted on one of my other sewing videos, the tutorial, so you'll have to check that out. And of course your standard thimble. I like these thimbles because they're like rings. You can actually wear them like a ring. And our needles. So there is needles. They look like very good quality. Although if you know me, I have one particular needle that I like to use, and that is the one I use, but these are great to have handy just in case. So let's go ahead and look at our paper pattern. Y'all, he is so stinking cute. Alright, so our pattern is 10 stitches to 170 stitches wide. And then we have from 10 to 170 stitches long. So it's going to be a square pattern. And the finished product is going to be 44 by 44 centimeters. Of course, your paper here is tear resistant, which is very nice when you're working. And it has your basic color patterns, and this pattern has 34 colors total. So it's, for the size of it, I think it's going to be fairly detailed. So here we have your instructions, how to separate your threads, how to choose your thread colors according to the pattern. And it shows the printed cloth. Now you do not want to get this cloth dirty because it will, your pattern will disappear, which is also why I think they give you this paper pattern just in case. It has all of your directions from the start to the finish. And we have all of the special stitches, which I think this one doesn't have any special stitches. I think it is just a straight cross stitch. So here we have our key, which has all of the pattern. It has the number of each color. It has the DMC number, and then it has a symbol for each color. I usually go by the number or the symbol, but if you ever don't have enough thread, you can call the company or get a hold of the company and tell them what color you need according to the DMC number. Now, I'm not sure if this thread is going to be DMC or CMC. We will see. Oh, look how shiny that back is. So that is like a special paper that they use to make sure that the patterns are tear resistant. So here we have our paper pattern. You see all the different colors. It's going to have some confetti, but it looks like there's not a whole lot of confetti, just in certain areas like right here or up in here, maybe some down here. Otherwise, it's going to be quite a bit of blocking too. This space is called blocking. Anywhere you have a big space of one color is called blocking. So let's go ahead and check out our pattern itself on our fabric. So put that off to the side. And our fabric is an 11 count aida, which is the size of the cross-stitch squares themselves. So it is quite a bit bigger than I thought it was going to be. So wow, I'm very happy about that because I like doing bigger cross stitches. So here we go. You see the print is very, very easy to read, very color pronounced. Even the ones that have like double colors in it, like this one, this symbol is like a purple with a yellow inside of it. So all of the pattern is super easy to read. I don't see anywhere where the pattern is not like on two squares. This is perfectly printed where each symbol is on one square, very solid. So there's going to be no question whether or not you're in the right place. It's a nice quality fabric. It's fairly heavy, it's stiff, but it's not too stiff. And if you see, the edges of the fabric are stitched, so you don't have to worry about doing the stitching yourself. That is to keep your fabric from fraying while you're working or when you're finished with it, which is super nice because when it's not stitched like that, it will fray, and I wind up having to go and do all that stitching myself, which I really don't like doing. It just takes up too much time and it's really kind of boring. So I'm glad that they got the stitching on there for me. And as you can see, even with this color pattern not being the same colors as what the finished product is going to be, you can kind of see your gnome. You see his mustache and his hat, and I see these little round things, which I'm going to assume that kind of looks like a cherry, because this is the cherry gnome. And then it gives you a picture on the side of what he was supposed to look like when he's finished. So I really like that it's a very defined fabric print. I have recently started doing printed cross stitches, which I'm really enjoying. I do love to do counted cross stitches, which if you use the paper pattern, you can do it as a counted cross stitch if you want. So either way, if something happens where your fabric gets wet and you lose part of your pattern, you don't know where you're at, you can refer back to your paper pattern, which will give you that guidance. So make sure you save these. Even when you're finished with it, I always save these so I still have the pattern if I ever want to do it again. So that's always very nice to have. So let's go ahead and check out our threads. So as I said a few minutes ago, we have 34 colors of thread. Now, I am going to say that this is probably going to be CMC thread, which the difference between CMC thread and DMC thread is DMC thread is 100% cotton and CMC thread is a polyester cotton blend. I'm not sure what the percentages are on that blend, but it is a blend. So, and every single color is marked with the DMC number, so you know what you're referring to. So 844 is a beautiful red, and then we have a gorgeous bright white. Ooh, it's like a salmon colored pink. And then we have kind of like a skin tone and another different salmon colored pink that's a little lighter. So we have all kinds of different colors. And if you have them around, I like to put these on rings. So I just go like this and they're on there. So then you don't really have to struggle with them finding which ones. You just look on the ring to find your colors. Now these have the DMC numbers on them. They do not have the symbols on them. So if you want to do it by symbol, then you can actually take your symbol and you can draw it on to your swatch that holds your fabrics. That holds your threads, not fabrics. So these are all the colors. We've got purples and cherries and oranges and greens, and I think this is going to be a very bright, cheery gnome, which I'm really happy about. I like to do bright, cheery stuff, and I adore gnomes. They are so stinking cute. Yes, and this should be more than enough thread to do this stitch, this cross stitch, and usually I wind up with companies having far, far more than I need. So I save those in case I ever need them for another project. You see all those gorgeous colors, and it is very nice quality. It's nice and soft threads, and I don't see any knots in it like when they're manufacturing the threads, they start and stop, and they'll put a knot in the thread to hold it together. I don't see any of that, which is super nice. And if you do happen to run into one of those kind of threads that has a knot right in the middle of it, just cut it just cut the knot out and continue to use the thread. So these are all super nice. The only thing that is not included with this kit is the hoop that you would put on your fabric to hold it tight so while you stitch. And you can always buy that separately. You can buy that on their website, or you can buy it in any sewing shop, I'm sure. So it comes with absolutely everything you might need. The only other thing you will probably need is a good pair of scissors. So if you have any questions, please, please, please leave it in the comments and let me know what you think of this. If you have not already subscribed, I hope that you do, because I so appreciate each and every one of you. I do nails as well as the sewing, so I hope maybe you enjoy that as well. Although I hope you excuse my nails right now. They are desperately needing to be repainted. So yeah, there's always something to be done, right? So here is our little gnome, and he is called the Cherry Gnome, and I will leave the link to him in the description box. as well as my discount code if you so want to use that to save 10% off of any purchase. So I hope you enjoyed, and we will be back. I will post another video or an update as I work on this, so that you can see what it looks like and how it's going. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you have a fantastic day, my loves.